Hello and welcome to my thoughts on Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is a Metroidvania set in the Prince of Persia universe, developed by Ubisoft Montpellier and published by Ubisoft as a whole. First question we always ask is if Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is worth the $70 asking price. The answer to that is no. Full disclosure, I bought both the main game and the DLC for $35. This game is worth $35. However, asking $70 on launch was just too much. This game, while good, is just nowhere near a $70 price tag. The Lost Crown is a well-done game, although it does have some issues. First, the things the game did well. Sound-wise, they did a really good job. The music is catchy and feels like it belongs in the setting. Voice work is top-notch. Characters come to life, and you can hear the emotions in the voice. Graphically, it is beautiful, with well-designed zones and areas, allowing you to easily tell them apart and let you know where you are on the map. It has interesting mod design, and the bosses are memorable. The game controls well for the most part, which is important for how much parry is the parry mechanic is the core of the game. Most of the time the game does respond well to controls, allowing you to make use of the parry system and the movement mechanics, which are so important to the game. Story-wise, there's actually a very well done and interesting story. A bit predictable, but it does have interesting characters and well-written dialogue that kept me engaged enough to want to keep going. For the most part, however, as I mentioned, the game does have issues. Knocking it down from a $70 value to around, I would say like $35, I feel is the sweet spot. You could argue a $40 price tag or a $30 price tag. First, as well designed as the game is, it is on the short side. Now, it is roughly, for your first playthrough, a 20-hour game, and that does meet the criteria, but it still feels lacking, and I really can't put my finger on it. It can be speedrun. I think the world record's an hour and a half. And depending on how well you handle the combat, it can either take longer or shorter. All controls do handle well for most of the game, but are puzzles and potentially some boss fights where the controls are messed with. Not as part of the puzzles or boss fight, but just as a way to artificially increase the difficulty of what you are dealing with. Now, it's not every fight, it is not every puzzle, but the fact that it happens even once, and if you watch my playthrough, we do confirm it happens at least once, means, and potentially more than that, it could happen other times. That's just the one time we caught them. The other issue is the fast travel system feels artificially limiting. Especially since near the end of the game, you unlock an even better fast travel system. So it feels weird artificially handicapping you, and then, aha, look, that system you said would work better, boom, now you get it. Finally, to me, it felt like there were some questionable design choices. The first was the movement powers felt like they were given in reverse order. This feels order, meaning the best way to play the game was to mainline the story right up until the point of no return, and then go back and do all the exploring. This feels counterintuitive to a Metroidvania, where most games weave getting the upgrades and powers in while exploring, making things feel like they flow naturally. It's not this forced thing. The second one was the DLC. DLC is a huge spike in difficulty, both with combat and movement. Feels like when designing the DLC, they sat down and decided only the best of the best should be able to beat it, and they did not design it for general audiences, which is a shame, as the DLC was designed to tie up the few loose threads that are not explained in the main story. However, with the difficulty spike, I did not even want to touch the DLC and spend hours and hours for I'll just look at it. So yeah, design choices, questionable. Overall, it is a well-done game, despite the issues. You do get a chance, and do enjoy Metroidvanias, and you can get the base game and DLC for all around $30 to $40. I would say the game is worth it. So if you get a chance, $30 to $40, by all means, give it a try. However, any more than that, and you do run the risk of like beating the game, you're like, this was not worth it. Especially at a $70 price tag at launch. It was definitely too much to ask for what is a well done AA game. Do you agree with my thoughts? Do you disagree with my thoughts? I'm always up for a reasonable discussion in the comments. Otherwise, thank you for joining me. Feel free to hit that like, subscribe, or comment, smash that bell, that jazz, even better. Check out other videos and playthroughs I've done. Bestest, come on over and check me out when I stream live every Sunday through Friday, life permitting. Thank you very much for joining me, and until we see each other again, remember to be kind to one another.
Hello, this is Gohan the Chinchilla, and we hope you're having a good day, as do I. As always, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to follow, like, subscribe, or comment. Or, even better, come on over to twitch.tv/SparkyTDK and watch me live every Monday through Friday. Thank you for your support.